Well, hello there guys, welcome back to some more Cold War action here in Graviteam Tactics. We are playing with an UNITA force right now, and actually trying to roam through the jungles of Angola to attack an MPLA force that is stationed in these 4 areas, and these are supposed to be heavily guarded areas. Now, if you guys haven't seen my other Graviteam Tactics videos, especially about Angola, you should go take a look at them in the playlist. For now, our job is very simple. We need to move through the jungle, as you can see here, across the savannah into the jungle and attack these areas and hopefully drive out the MPLA fighters. I'm hoping right now that they don't have any sort of support, but quite frankly that's unlikely, and we don't have any armored support like we do in a lot of our other battles here, so this is going to be pure infantry fighting. So I'm going to set my boys up here, and at this point I'm going to take this group and attack Zambezi 2. So we're going to go ahead, we're going straight for an attack formation, and we're going to do the same to Kunane 1. These are basically just designations, of course. You could see that it's not yet nighttime, but it's getting there, and we have a ton of men here willing to fight, willing to get themselves killed. You can see a lot of them. The sort of armament they're using are AK-47s, a lot of Russian-made weapons, but actually we're fighting with the South Africans to try and retake the country of Angola from the MPLA, essentially a communist group, and we are led by actually a guy, the name doesn't come to mind. The fact is, he actually initially was a communist, but once he realized that South Africa was willing to support him and the U.S. was willing to also support him a bit, he decided to change his mind. And look at that, we already have enemy contact right away. So we could see that immediately this was going to be a nasty fight. And look at this, we've already got some serious enemy contact. Now, Damio here is actually a mortar, so I'm going to stop Damio. We got to start spotting these guys, see if we can find them. Please don't tell me that's an APC. I don't think it is. I'm going to go and get Fabio to go ahead and start targeting. And it looks like, oh, it's definitely an APC. It's definitely an enemy APC, guys. Okay, well, we can only hope for the best now. We know the enemy's got APC cover here. We are going to try to fire at it with everything we've got, of course. We might even try to bring in some reinforcements. We've already launched the attack. Let's take a look. Nice hit. Looks like we definitely have some weapons capable of doing some damage to this thing. And it looks like we already took out some MPLA soldiers. In fact, these could be Cuban soldiers. Almost looks like, yo, those were definitely Cubans. So for those of you that don't know, the Cubans and, well, the Soviet Union sort of helped the country indirectly, but the Cubans helped the MPLA directly, providing them not just men, but armor, weapons, etc. And so now we're fighting Cubans as well, and we've got Garup here trying to move forward here and hit this position. Let's see, we've got some more enemy contact, I think, over here on the left side. Yes, we do. So this is a full-out battle through the jungle. Rumble in the jungle is what it is. We're going to go ahead and keep firing. I'm actually going to take Afonso and de Oliveira. These are both Portuguese names. As you guys know, Angola was a Portuguese colony for a very long time. And we're going to attack. And I want to make sure that Damio here is getting some good shots on that APC. Believe it or not, these APCs will crack under pressure. And if Damio can get some mortar rounds down on that thing, there's a good chance that we can make something happen. Come on, Damio. You can do it, son. Make sure that he's aimed in the right direction here. More enemy contact, and there we go. We just saw a shot go off from the mortar. We should have actually just kept things as they were. We've definitely taken out the crew that was attending that APC, but we've got a lot of other APCs along the way. So we are basically tasked with taking out these APCs with non-conventional weapons. Look at that. That's some serious mortar attack right there. I think if that lands on that APC, we could take it out. So the APC is going to pull out here, and look at that. He's leaving behind some of his Cuban friends. Keep on hitting them, boys. There we go. Keep hitting them with the mortars. We have a chance here. We also have other APCs in the jungle over here, as well as enemy troops. We're not in the greatest position right now. Usually we're the ones with the advantage, but in this particular attack, this is a big-time suspected MPLA recruitment center in the jungle. And so we are definitely facing some serious opposition. I definitely want to try to kill that APC, guys. That right there is a main target for me. We're hitting it a lot, and believe it or not, if you can hit a target multiple times, you can actually get the crew to drop out quite quickly, just from terror, basically. So we're going to hope that that happens. There's a lot of enemy APCs here, and usually in this situation, especially with the enemy over here, we've got a problem. Now let's take a look at our lefternmost flank. These guys have a chance of actually doing a pretty good job, so I'm actually going to attack directly the MPLA infantry stationed over here. So our men have firing. They've got a lot of bush cover, but I'm sure that the MPLA forces here have a lot of cover themselves. In fact, they've got trenches, so we really need to rain down hell on them to be able to win this battle. And I think that we're going to try. I mean, we're not giving up here. Throwing everything we have at the enemy. APC is still up, but our men continue to really hit the enemy pretty damn hard. And they're actually retreating with those APCs, so they are going to be able to probably keep us under fire for a significant amount of time. But you can see over here, just look at all the Cubans we killed. Over here, these are Cubans, and that's going to actually hurt the war effort of the enemy significantly, because these Cubans teach them how to fight, give them tips, etc. So without them, they're going to have some problems. There we go. Yes, the mortars are coming in. We've got that mortar fire incoming on the enemy, and a lot of Cubans here. Obviously, some more enemy APCs, and they're actually searching us out. It doesn't look like the APC is doing too much firing. This is one benefit about being in the jungle. Which just doesn't look like that enemy APC looks... Oh, there we go. Oh, he knows where we are now, and we actually just had a commander killed. But we're sacrificing this group, more or less, just to try and kill as many of the MPLA as possible. As you can imagine, these jungle battles get vicious. There's no doubt about it. Looks like Surumenju and the rest of these guys are assisting our left flank on hitting this trench line, which may not be such a bad idea. If we can dominate this trench line, maybe we can dominate the battlefield. But again, we don't have any APC support, which we usually do. With it, we would be doing a lot better. Take a look at the enemy trenches here, get a perspective from them, see what they're looking at. So they're looking out from the trench from here. Just imagine. Oh, nice hit with the mortar. Beautiful shot, boys. That's what I'm talking about. That's why the mortars are so important here. And as you can see, it looks like they're actually going to try to leave the trench. It looks like the enemy is leaving the trench here. Keep firing, boys. Keep firing. Keep those shots up. Nice shot. We got one twice. 2 hits on this guy. He's dead. Incredible. That guy's on the ground. He's dead. Guys, we're getting incredible hits on this trench line. Unbelievable. The amount of fire that our boys are putting down is really, really good. We want to keep it up, so we're going to keep moving forward. I want to make sure that Borba and, well, specifically Borba is aware of the fact that there might be some enemies over here. We'll make Neto aware of that fact, and we'll attack over here. But on the left, we're doing very well. On the right, we're doing okay, but I mean, without anything to destroy the APCs, you know, we're in some trouble, obviously. So all we can do is try and do as much damage as possible, and eventually one of these APCs will crack, especially this one right here. And there we go, he's cracked. He's cracked, boys. There we go, look at that. His crew has left. You can see the Cuban crew popped out. They just couldn't take it. They couldn't hack it. The amount of firepower coming in. Also, it's smoking a little bit. It could be some mild damage from the mortar strikes. It's not burning as far as I can tell. Well, it's burning, but not heavily. There's definitely something going on with that APC, so that's beautiful. But we've got some more APCs over here. We're going to keep on striking them as well. Look at that. That incoming mortar fire is helping us so much. Never seen mortar fire do this much damage to an APC, but you see all these hits we're getting on this thing? I mean, we're even knocking trees down with our firepower, and one of these hits is going to penetrate eventually. We do have some non-conventional anti-tank weapons in these crews, but they're very non-conventional, like RPGs, things like this, and I think we only have a few rounds in each, so it's very unlikely that they're actually going to hit, especially trying to fire through all this jungle terrain. You can see our men over here trying to hit them. They're kind of taking cover. Let's go back to the trenches where we're doing very well. Of course, we always want to look at what we're doing well. And obviously, guys, if you like this video, make sure to let me know. Looks like we also got some prisoners captured, and they're prisoners over by the trench lines. Let's see if we can spot them. We could have accidentally shot them. Maybe it wasn't an accident, but definitely some enemies that left the trench lines, and we're going to, of course, take the rest of our men and assist in attacking the position with all of the enemy APCs. So this would be an unbelievable victory, especially since the enemy had more armaments than we did. The one thing we're not doing is we're not going towards these locations that we're supposed to be capturing. So I am going to take a group here, Mukenga, Kesoma, Angola, and I'm actually going to fast move towards Kunene 1, move the rest of the guys forward to continue the attack. And look at that. Just beautiful. I wonder what's wrong with that APC, though. It is definitely... It's not quite on fire yet, but it's smoking. And I think it's probably just an unbelievable amount of damage. Look at the thing. It's definitely smoking. And actually, we could see one of the prisoners right here. You can see he's got his arms up. He doesn't want to be shot. So one prisoner is not bad. But we are going to keep moving towards these important points like Kunene. Enemy contact. More enemy contact. Keep on firing, men. Let's see where that enemy contact's coming from. Deeper in the jungle. It doesn't end. Keep firing, men. You can see our guys are definitely taking cover. We've certainly lost some men in this fight. I mean, how could you not with that many armored personnel carriers firing back at you? But maybe we could take this thing out. He's not looking at us anymore, so he's got his mind's elsewhere. Maybe he thinks he knows where we are, but he might be wrong. And there we go. We're already getting shot at over here from the left. The enemy could have some units over here at Kunene 1. Enemy contact. Definitely some units over here that are enemy units. But what we really want to do is get to the village of Sabiunga and take that back. That's supposed to be a major MPLA training center. Going to take Gasoma and attack this way. We're still not taking Kunene 1 despite being all over this point, which means that there's probably enemies nearby. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. Come on. Taking a look at our men, what they're facing right now. Send the Oliveira to attack this position. Very exciting battle, though. All those little gray dots you see, those are all enemy dead or wounded. So we're going to keep moving forward. And obviously the enemy armor is moving back too. I mean, they're starting to realize that maybe just because of the amount of men we have, I'm not sure exactly what's causing that, they're just not able to win this battle. It could be any number of factors. But they're moving back, and they could still win the battle because they do still hold a lot of points. But they're certainly trying to consolidate those points by protecting them, because their men are strewn out all over the battlefield here. I'm sure the final casualties won't be pretty for either side, to be honest with you. Come on, lads. What we need are our South African allies to send us a tank or two. If we just had 1 or 2 tanks, well, even in this jungle, actually, it would be tough. But 1 or 2 tanks would definitely allow us to probably take out more of those APCs. I'm still really proud with 1. It's amazing, and it's just smoking. That thing is smoking. We might be able to save it and use it in a future battle, believe it or not. Keep up the fire, men. Key point taken, guys. And we took Kunene, so that's beautiful. We do want to keep moving forward. We're actually being shot at from a lot of different locations, and the last thing I need is our men to start panicking, so I'm definitely going to go towards Sabiunga, the village of Sabiunga, which, again, is a major victory point for us. Target them. Yep, we can already see some enemy troops. Could be some more trenches. I mean, if they've got 1 set of trenches, they more than likely have more. Keep it up, men. Taking Kunene 1 is a big deal. And it looks like some of our men are moving on Zambezi 2. Some of them moving through the sugarcane fields here. Actually, these could be cornfields. I think it's sugarcane, though. Pretty sure this is sugarcane. And let's go ahead and attack from the sugarcane fields here. And it looks like one of the enemy's armor pieces is moving forward. Got another commander killed. One of the biggest losses we've had in this battle is not necessarily manpower, it's the amount of commanders. As you guys could imagine, during these wars in Africa, the leadership class, much like in wars in the Middle East, is, you know, it's very important to keep them together because very few of the leaders actually have experience, enough experience to lead men in cohesion with the rest of the army. So a lot of these commanders are looking out for their own best interests and don't generally care much about their men. So when we're losing these commanders, it's a big deal. You know, we're already sneaking up on this guy, and you can see mortars coming in. We're dropping some mortars on these guys. If we get close enough with our men, we might be able to get some grenades out there. But we definitely need to put the pressure on that APC and try to blow it up. Nice hit. I mean, our mortars are doing a lot of damage to the enemy. We just got another one. And a lot of these guys are Cubans, not just MPLA members. So we're showing Cuba also not to mess with us here. Come on, Soromenju. You can do this, man. I know you can do it. We'll bring the Oliveira and Alfonso over here as well. We're under fire. Who isn't under fire? We're all under fire right now. And actually, look at that, guys. Another APC down. So this second one was just abandoned. Beautiful. So that's 2 APCs. And if we win the battle, we get to take them. So at this point, we're absolutely going to continue. You can see the amount of tracer rounds our guys are throwing. Our guys are not giving up easily here. A tremendous amount of support from our men. Come on. Borba, fire, fire, fire. And he's actually moving towards Soromenju. If Soromenju could get a hit here. Oh, oh, oh. What's this? A prisoner? That's definitely a prisoner. It's not one of ours, though. It might be the enemy prisoner that they gave up before, or maybe. Look at that. Yeah, there's a few prisoners here. Some of them could be ours. We'll find out at the end of the battle. But we're definitely going to keep on attacking. There we go. That's a hit with a grenade. That's another grenade. Another grenade. As you can see, those are anti-tank grenades that are being thrown there. Oh, yes! That's what I'm talking about, baby. That was a beautiful hit. I hope most of you stuck with the video to see that one right there. That is a dead APC. You can see the little spike on the end of that anti-tank grenade. I told you, unconventional anti-tank weapons, and everybody in that APC is dead. Nobody left alive, which is epic. I mean, we actually wiped this area out. So we're going to go ahead and move towards Theta 1. We're also going to take the rest of our men, and actually they seem to be having some problems here. Let's take a look. Holy crap, enemy trench. Let's get right here where our men are. They're right on top of the enemy trench. We're managing to kill it, but we're not at Sabiunga yet, although the mortars are helping tremendously. Our mortars, I think, are what really won the battle for us. That and, of course, the incredible anti-tank grenades that we have. Good work, man. I think that that trench line is eliminated. Just make absolutely sure. Let's keep on moving. Ceasefire. So the enemy is now asking for a ceasefire, guys. They're asking us to lower our weapons. Well, not really a ceasefire. It's not essentially giving up. What it is basically them asking us, please, let's stop fighting. And look at that. They retook Kunene 1. Now I'm pissed. I don't think I can take a ceasefire without at least taking Kunene 1. There are so many different factors that go into a victory or a defeat in this game, and one of those factors is the key points you take. Now, quite frankly, no matter what it says at the end, this is a victory for us. We took out 3 APCs with only infantry units. We destroyed trenches. I mean, we did very, very well. That being said, we still want to keep moving. We still want to take the rebel area of Sabiunga, and to do that, we're going to have to move forward. So I'm actually moving Kasema to go back to Kunene 1, because we had this area before, but the enemy seems to have retaken it. They could have sent some more men over there. But I'm definitely interested in that ceasefire, I must admit. I don't want to keep fighting. especially when we've lost enough men, we've done enough damage. I mean, we could certainly come back with armor later and go ahead and deal with the rest of the enemy, but I think this is probably an opportunity to go ahead and take as much land as we can. Obviously, the men over here, you can see some of them flashing. They're not all extremely happy. We have taken Theta 1, which is great. So we've taken a large part of this battlefield, but there's still a lot to take. So we're going to move, and these guys that are flashing, they have lost their commander. I don't know if I want to send them into another fight. They're moving through the sugarcane fields right now, but with this much fighting, I feel like these guys have done enough. But we are going to send them towards Kunene 3. We already see some suspected enemy activity in the area, probably another enemy trench line. But we will continue. Okay, so we are getting back to Kunene 1, but I think it's time for the final assault on the village of Sabiunga. Oh, another enemy APC. Alright, you know what? We might accept that ceasefire. I think we've done enough. I think a ceasefire is in order. Will do a big favor to our men. We've already taken a lot of locations here. We might as well go ahead and say, okay, because we're not going to take that thing out without some grenades, without getting up close and personal. We probably could take it out, but I'm going to try to conserve the lives of our men, try to save some more commanders. We've already got a tremendous amount of enemy casualties that we've taken. All those little gray dots on the field, those are all enemy casualties, as you can see. I mean, just look at that. All over the APC, a bunch of dead Cubans. They learned their lesson big time. And it's a total victory. Awesome. So we did beautifully. 37 killed on our side, 12 wounded, 9 missing. The enemy, 46 killed, 0 wounded. 0 wounded. That's scary. So we actually had more casualties than the enemy. But overall, we won the battle. We definitely destroyed one of their vehicles. Lost vehicles means they won't get them back. But captured vehicles, we should have captured one. Abandoned vehicles, several. Damaged vehicles, 3. So they might get those vehicles back because we accepted a ceasefire, which may be one reason not to accept a ceasefire, because you get to take the vehicles for sure. But nonetheless, I mean, we did pretty well, and we did lose 9 prisoners. I think that's the biggest mess up, but that's bound to happen when you're attacking armored vehicles with infantry. Some of your guys are going to give up, and I probably would do the same. I hope you guys enjoyed that battle. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you had fun watching as well if you're new to the channel, and make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and add me on VidMe as well, just in case we end up having to go there. You never know what's going to happen in this wide world of YouTube. It's a crazy world. A lot of things happen. Just to give you an idea of the damage we've done, this is one of the enemy trenches. Look at all those casualties. This was a bloodbath, a nightmare. But a beautiful nightmare, especially if you're a military strategy fan. And you can see here, I'm glad we gave up, or didn't give up. We didn't actually give up. We accepted a ceasefire. I'm glad we accepted a ceasefire when we did. The enemy had another APC here. They had 2 APCs back here. They had a 4th and 5th APC back here near Kunene 3. So even if we destroyed this one, they could have easily moved in with this group over here and done some serious damage to us. And these are all Cubans. But I must say, these Cubans did not fight as well as I expected them to. We definitely overwhelmed them. I don't think they're used to the jungle. Not the African jungle, anyway. We certainly taught them a lesson or two. And I think it was a good fight. And look at that trench line. We crushed the trenches here. They definitely need to focus on trench warfare because they failed miserably. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Take care and have an awesome day.